everyone, it's Tracy here. I know that when I first got started with meal prepping and planning and all of that stuff, I was really overwhelmed because my cooking skills were lacking, and that's probably putting it very kindly. But with a lot of practice and just a lot of repetition, there's some skills that I have improved, and I just thought maybe I would share a couple of things with you guys that might help in making your prepping a little bit easier. So one of the things that I've learned is how to chop or slice or dice or whatever size that you need a bell pepper. So I've got one right here, and what I like to do is cut right off center. Don't cut it straight down the middle, then you have two sides with seeds that have to be cleaned out. So if you cut a little bit off center, which my knife could use a little sharpening, it should go through a little easier, but then all your seeds are on one side. So I've got my trash can right over here. You can just grab all of the seeds and all at once pull those out. So it's de-seeded really quickly. And then another thing that helps, that skin is really tough. So if you're trying to cut through that, it can make your knife slip, even if you have a really sharp knife, and it can put you at risk of cutting your finger. And so it helps to cut the pepper from the inside. So you can slice it into little slices if that's what you need. If you need a little bit smaller pieces, you just come back and cut it again. Cut your strips this way to make smaller pieces. I will be adding these into taco meat, so I like to try and hide them, so I cut them really small. That hides them from kids and husbands and people who may not like vegetables so much. You can sneak them in there on them. So I'm just gonna cut these few little slices that I've got right here, and I've got a bowl over here to the side that I'll just place those in until I'm ready to put them into my skillet. I usually put a full pepper and a full onion into my taco meat. This just kind of beefs it up. Odd choice of words, since I almost always use beef for taco meat. It just makes it a little bit more hearty, and also is a great way, like I said, to sneak in those vegetables. Another particular vegetable that people have trouble with is onions, so I thought I would show you my technique for chopping an onion. Now, if you watch Rachel Ray or Pioneer Woman or any of those, I'm probably going to look like a total amateur, but this is just what works for me. So I cut the ends off. Whoa. My daughter's over there playing with slime. She thinks my knife skills are pretty impressive. So again, I've got a trash can right over here to the side. You could take the Rachel Ray method and use a garbage bowl if that works for you, depending on the layout of your kitchen. I like to just try and use geography as my friend, so I chop things close to the trash can. That way I don't have to dirty up another bowl as a garbage bowl. So I cut the ends off, and then you usually kind of have a little spot that you could take here and just peel it all the way down so that you can take that first layer of onion off right along with the skin. There we go. So now you've got a nice skinless onion with no little flakies left, except for that one stuck on my hand. And now you can't make fun of me if I cry, because onions are just that way. I've heard lots of tricks and tips, but none of them seem worth it to me. I just suck it up and get it over with. Sorry if I'm scaring you by gesturing at you with my knife. Okay, so from here I like to cut relatively thin slices. And I cut roughly 3 at a time. It just kind of depends on how those go. Then I stack them back up to where they kind of resemble what they looked like before I started chopping. I take the entire circle, hope you guys can see that, and I cut it in half. So now you've got a stack of sort of half onion rings. So then from here, instead of just chopping this way, and you end up with these ends that are kind of big and chunky, I sort of chop it up like a pizza. So I'll go in at an angle and just start chopping. You sometimes still get some big pieces that you have to come back to, but I just keep going around the curve until I get all those pieces chopped up. And then if you do need it really fine, you can always run back through it and catch any larger pieces that didn't get chopped small enough for you. But that leads to a pretty fine chop. You could keep going if you need a dice. Just cut your lines closer and closer together to make those onions, again, really small, really easy to hide. So I hope that that was helpful for you. I know a lot of us kind of struggle with getting our kitchen skills up to snuff when we first start cooking a lot at home, especially if you're like me. And my husband cooked our dinners for years and years because he always got off earlier than I did. So now he's off the hook for that, which he kind of enjoys. And I'm just cooking everything on the weekends. So I hope that was helpful for you. Feel free to post any questions in the comments, or if there's part that you couldn't see and maybe need a little bit different angle, or I could snap some still pictures for you. It's just really hard to hold my phone from up above and make a video while I need to really have two hands on an onion. So let me know if you have any questions. Hope that was helpful. We'll see you guys later. Bye.